Hey there, it's me again, Nia. Let's talk about high-stakes testing, because every teacher watching this has lived it, whether you were new to the classroom or a veteran when it took over. High-stakes testing didn't start as something evil. It was introduced as accountability. The idea sounded reasonable. We need a way to make sure students are learning and schools are doing their jobs. On paper, fine, but what actually happened was very different. Because the moment test scores became tied to school ratings, funding, teacher evaluations, job security, the test stopped being a tool and started being a weapon. And that's when everything changed. Suddenly, teaching wasn't about teaching anymore. It became about pacing guides you didn't create, scripts you didn't write, benchmarks you didn't agree with, and outcomes you didn't control. Creativity? Not aligned. Professional judgment. Stick to the program. Meeting students where they are, not if it puts us behind the calendar. And here's the part teachers understood immediately, even if policymakers pretended not to. You cannot standardize human beings. But that didn't stop the system from trying. Children came into classrooms with trauma, poverty, language barriers, learning differences, unstable housing, unmet emotional needs, and we acted like none of that existed on test day. We expected a single score on a single day to represent intelligence, effort, potential, and teacher effectiveness. That's not data, that's fantasy. And when scores were low, nobody asked, what supports do these students need? The question became, what did the teacher do wrong? That's when accountability turned into scapegoating. Teachers were held responsible for variables completely outside their control, while having less control than ever inside their classrooms. And let's be honest, high-stakes testing created a culture of fear. Fear of low scores, public school rankings, being placed on improvement plans, being labeled ineffective, losing your job, and fear does not produce good teaching. Fear kills innovation, fear kills trust, fear kills joy. That's why lesson plans became safer, that's why instruction narrowed, that's why subjects not tested were pushed aside. That's why so many great teachers stopped taking risks, not because they didn't care, but because the system punished anyone who did. And teachers felt the shift long before anyone admitted it. You went from being an educator to being a test administrator. Your job became prepare, practice, benchmark, remediate, retest, over and over again, and the irony? The people making the rules were never in your classroom. They didn't see your students, they didn't know their stories, they didn't understand the realities you were navigating daily, but they did understand spreadsheets, and that's what the system was built around, numbers, not nuance. High-stakes testing produced clean data for reports, but messy consequences for real people. Students internalized labels like below basic, failing, behind. Teachers internalized guilt, stress, and burnout. And schools became places of pressure instead of possibility. So when people ask, why are teachers exhausted? Why are they leaving? Why does school feel different now? This is why. Because teaching stopped being about learning and became about survival. And here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. High-stakes testing didn't fail because teachers failed. It failed because it was never designed to honor professional expertise, child development, or real learning. It was designed to produce data, not wisdom. So if you taught during this era and felt like you were constantly falling short, you weren't. The system was. If you taught during the rise of high-stakes testing and felt this in your bones, comment, I live this, because you weren't imagining it, and you were never the problem.